I think we now have reached the point where you can sit around and start to consider all the different candidates for the Heisman Trophy. And I watched Saturday night. I watched Saturday night Florida's offense under Dan Mullen. To me, Kyle Trask is the best quarterback in college football this season, which very often means he's going to end up winning the Heisman Trophy. Now, I do think the challenge for Kyle Trask is he already lost one game against Texas A&M, and I think Alabama will probably be a 6-point favorite or so in the SEC championship game, and it may well be the case that Florida has to win that game in order to make the college football playoff, and also that Kyle Trask has to win that game in order to win the Heisman Trophy. So I believe that's going to be a real challenge. In fact, I believe ultimately the Heisman Trophy is going to come down to who performs better, Mac Jones at Alabama in the SEC championship game or Kyle Trask at Florida in the SEC championship game. And by the way, it may take 45 points to win that game. It wouldn't stun me if the final of the SEC championship game is 45-42 one way or the other, because everything that Dan Mullen has working at Florida, that offense is completely rolling. And I think the same thing is true of Alabama. And both of these teams don't have a lot of challenges down the stretch run. So I expect for undefeated Alabama to play one-loss Florida in the SEC championship game. And I really think the Heisman Trophy is going to come down to Mac Jones going up against Kyle Trask. Now, Trevor Lawrence still has an opportunity to post some big numbers. I think the fact that he's missed the games that he has because of COVID is going to hurt him. I'm concerned. I'm going to talk about this to start the second hour of the program. I'm concerned in general with all of the difficulties associated with COVID surrounding college football right now. Guys, I'm concerned. You know, I fought as hard as I possibly could, more so than any member of the media in the country by far, to try to make college football happen this fall. I did everything that I could to make the Big Ten be able to play, to make the Pac-12 be able to play, Mountain West, MAC, you name it. I fought battle after battle to keep the SEC and the Big 12 and the ACC from canceling when all the Corona bros out there were arguing that it was impossible to play college football this fall and that the entire season was going to get canceled. I fought harder than anybody I know to make sure that we actually got a season to happen. But I am concerned about the Big Ten and to a lesser extent the Pac-12, because I don't really think the Pac-12 has a chance to get a team into the college football playoff. But I'm going to talk about this to start off the second hour of the program. Maryland canceled their game against Ohio State. We've got Indiana playing against Ohio State this weekend, but I'm concerned that Ohio State and Wisconsin's already had to have 2 games canceled. Ohio State's already had to have 1, that they may not be able to play enough games to be able to even qualify for the Big Ten championship game. I'm legitimately concerned about that because of this contact tracing ridiculousness. And if they aren't able to play enough games, it's going to be a function of the larger issue that has arisen, which is the Pac-12 and the Big Ten waited too long to start their seasons. And by the way, let me say this. Do you remember all the people out there arguing that there should be a winter or spring college football season? How crazy does that look right now? Everything that I told you has proven to be true. I said, whatever you think about how things are going to be in August and September and October, all of the data, typically in a cold and flu season, would reflect that January and February are the worst times of the year for any virus. So if the Big Ten and the Pac-12 hadn't started playing this fall, there's no way they would have ever played in the spring. And I just wish that the leadership of those conferences had been forward-thinking enough to start playing in September so that the Big 12, the SEC, and the ACC weren't alone in getting their season started enough so they could postpone games as opposed to needing to cancel them. Because I feel very good at this point in time about the ability of the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 12 to crown conference champions. I'm not at all concerned about it. I am not optimistic at all in any way about the Big Ten and the Pac-12's ability to play enough games such that they can end up with a champion that no one doubts.